friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 6 of the violin neck replacement project. Okay, so in the previous episode I'd shown you that I'd cut the nut slots for the strings and also the slots in the bridge for the strings. Just an initial cut of the groove. I probably need to open them up yet, but I've just got the slots started so that I can locate the strings and see what we need to do. So then I went on to starting to fit the tuning pegs. I showed you doing 2 of them. I've now got all 4 of them fitted, and I've done the same with all of them so that they don't actually start poking through the holes the other side yet. I'm pretty sure that's what you're supposed to do anyway. You know, as they wear in, they'll gradually go in and in a little bit more. But I think initially they should be, sort of still inside this hole this side, and the same here. So it's now time to start to put the thing together. So let me just turn the camera around, angle it down. Don't think I'll zoom in for this lot because I'm going to be sort of backwards and forwards over it. So I've got the strings ready here. Haven't measured the gauges of those strings yet, but that doesn't really matter at this stage. So as I said, I've got the 4 tuning pegs in now. They seem to be nice fit. They're stiff without being too stiff. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is put the chin rest back on, put that on first. So we've got this bar which goes over and to the back of the violin. We've got some cork pads on the inside of this part here, and another cork pad on the back of the violin where this bar sits. So I'm going to try and do this in a way that you can see what I'm doing, but also so that it's going to be easy for me to do. So let's get that on first. Let me just give that a bit of a wipe. There's a few finger marks there. Okay, probably the top as well. Okay, let me just put that cloth down actually. Okay, so a little bit fiddly this. You probably need 2 pairs of hands to do this job properly, really. So I just get that lined up. There's kind of a bump in the middle of the body there. That's probably partly to line this thing up. So I get that bump. I'm going to call it a bump. That's what it's called. Get that lined up in the middle of this hole here, and then I'll just use my thin bar to start to turn those sleeves to tighten it up. Just going to do it a little bit at first and then check it's aligned properly. Am I going the right way with that? I'm not sure which way that's supposed to go. Should be the right way. Hold on, let me just take it off and check. That's actually going the wrong way. That's interesting. It's a reverse thread. Okay. Right, so those just slop into those holes there, like so. And the whole thing slots over the body. Got it too loose, too tight now. A bit more. Oops. Let's not knock the violin on the floor at this stage. I see why. There's a thread at both ends, so obviously one is a right hand thread and the other is a left hand thread. Makes sense now. You can see I'm no violin expert. But the principles of building instruments is pretty much the same, really. Okay. I think I'm happy with that alignment. Looks about right. Okay, so I'm going to try and hold it in place while I do these up, so I've got to go the wrong way, haven't I? unfortunately my eyesight's not so good anymore, so this is a little bit of a struggle for me. Let's see what I'm doing. Is that tightening up? That's not, is it? Ah dear. It's that way, okay. I was going the wrong way. Yeah, definitely need 2 pairs of hands for this job. It's a bit fiddly. Right, so I'm going to line it up again. Come on in there. Come on, stop messing about. There we go. Oh, this is a awkward job. Oh dear. This is definitely the sort of job you want to concentrate on doing. Right, that's starting to tighten now. That's better. There we go. Okay, let's just make sure that's... Oh dear me. What a fiddly job. Right, I'm going to try a different approach to this. I'm going to get gravity to help me a bit. That's part of the problem. That's going to be better. Why didn't I do it like that in the first place? There we go. Now it's going. See, as I said, I was trying to let you see what I'm doing, but with a lot of jobs, it does make things a bit awkward. Right, seems to be nicely lined up, so I'll start to tighten those down now. Just do one side at a time. Try and get them as even as possible. Actually, that side's gone fairly tight, so I don't want to over tighten it. Ooh. Yeah, that's about as much as I want to go on that. Plastic, thin wood, all that. That's probably about right then. Okay, so that's on, tightened up. Finger marks all over it now. Yeah, that seems to be lined up with the curve of the body there, so that's about right. I'm just going to tweak those down just a little bit more, so I don't want that popping off. Yeah, that's not going to go anymore without busting something, so that's good. Okay, so next part now is to put the tailpiece and the end pin in. So what I'm going to do is just feed that loop through there first. Okay, and then put the pin. Actually, I probably don't need to. So I'm just going to wedge that end pin in. Okay, so that's gone in. Let me just take that out, I didn't need to do that. So I'm going to test my work here. So just holding on to that pin, yeah, that's not going to come out. Okay, so that's definitely in there. Okay, so now it's time to start to put the strings on. So I'm going to relocate that tailpiece. Yeah, this is where things will get fiddly, I know it. Okay, so I'm assuming, let me just take that back out a minute, just see how those strings locate in that tailpiece, stroke bridge. Oh, I see. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but there's kind of a notch in the bottom of there. That's where the ball end of the string sits in there. So yes, I know this is going to be fiddly. So I think what I'll do is I'll put the fourth and the first strings on first, just to try and keep this even. He says. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Right, so I need all. Yeah, that's good. Put that string through there. Okay, that goes on quite easy. Just make sure that's the right way around. There we go. Right, I'm going to put the two strings in there first. I don't know if this is the right way to do it or not, but we'll see. See how it goes. Trial and error and all that stuff. So just make sure that's string number 1, yes. Okay. Right, so do the same with that one. Make sure it's the right way around. That's good. Right, so that's the two strings hooked into the tailpiece. I'm now going to... yeah. I've not done many violins, as you can tell. A little bit fiddly. So I need to keep tension on those whilst I put that back in, because the strings will just keep falling out. Like that. Okay. Right, I'm going to just do away with string number 1 for now. Just keep some tension on string 4 and start to put that into the tuning peg at the top. Okay, so I need to turn that round a bit first, get it poked through the other side, and then pull a bit through. Okay. I'm assuming that there's a sleeve on the end of this string, and I'm assuming that stays inside the hole of the tuning peg, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go about half of that sleeve, so that where the hole is in the tuning peg is about halfway along that sleeve. I'm guessing that's about right. Pull that, no, can't do that, pull it that way. Wind that on a bit. Oh, this is definitely a 2 pair of hands job, this job. Ow. Wow, this is fiddly. Guess this is something I'm going to need a bit more practice on. Any of you violin specialists out there watching me are probably thinking, what is he doing? What is that man doing? Well, the answer is, I've no idea. What a fiddly job, man. Oh dear. You know what? I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. It's annoying me now. I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. So all I'm doing at this stage is I'm going to put all the strings on. The next video will be basically the setup. I can't be bothered to do this right now. I need to really concentrate on what I'm doing. So you've seen what I'm doing. You know, I've put the tuning pegs in. I've put the chin rest on. I put the end pin in and the tailpiece, and now I'm trying to put the strings in. So once I've got them all in, because this could take me a little while, I will start a new video about the setup. and see how we go. Okay, in the meantime, please look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.